Hey, hey! Welcome back to Rebel Rock Radio's The Batcave. With me, as always, is uh, the person that does Rebel Rock Radio. Um, and yeah, welcome to the Batcave. We've got a pretty good show for you tonight. And we're gonna start off. I'm not gonna say as always, but as we have decreed, we're going to start off with This Week in Batman. So, what kind of news do we have?
All right. So the first piece of news that we have, actually the only piece of actual news per se that we have, is regarding. Let me get the article pulled up. God dang it. Okay. So the news is that there is a new Batman series, comic book series, that just shattered a massive 2024 record. That is the headline. This comes from CBR.com. And the news is that the recently published Absolute Batman #1, written by Scott Snyder and drawn by Nick Dragoti, is currently the best selling comic of 2024. So
Damn.
all comics that have been published this year, that is the #1 selling. And it makes sense because it's like freaking almost impossible to find anywhere around here, like the issue #1. Because I have, well, where did I put it? Where did I put it? Son of a bitch. There we go. Okay. So I have, well, shit. Okay. So I have this copy, which is I guess you would say the standard cover for Absolute Batman #1.
Yeah.
But I went back to try to find the well, shit. Now I can't find my Absolute Batman #2. God damn it. Anyway, I went back to the comic book shop, to a couple of comic book shops, to find one of the variant covers. And yeah, I couldn't find it.
Damn.
They were all sold out. The variant cover, the specific variant cover that I wanted, was sold out. But there was actually there weren't any of the variant covers. And for that matter, the standard was sold out by then also. So yeah, it was
Pretty cool.
crazy. So yeah, best-selling comic of 2024 is Absolute Batman #1, which is understandable because that comic book is freaking amazing.
Yeah. I doubt that with how deep into 2024 we are, we'll be getting anything that will knock that out of the park.
Probably not. Probably not. Because Absolute Superman came out and it's not selling near as well as Absolute Batman did.
Yeah.
It was good. I mean, I read it. Liked it, but
But it's no Batman.
it's not Absolute Batman #1. Anyway, so Batman comics that were released this week include. I've actually downloaded the covers here. First one is Batman and Robin Year One, issue #2. This is a series that is written by Mark Waid, and the artwork is done by Chris Samney. Not really sure I know who that guy is. But as the title suggests, it basically is the first year of Batman and Robin as a team. And you know, as I said, it's issue #2. There are only 2 issues in. I have not read this one yet. I have it. Comic books just came out today, so
Yeah.
but yeah, I haven't read that one yet. But it is on my pull list to read. A couple
Yeah.
other another Batman comic book. I'm not actually reading this one. But let me pull it up. It is called the series is called Batman Full Moon, and issue number 2 came out today. I am probably going to wait for the collected edition for this one.
Huh.
Um, as you see, it comes on DC Black Label, so it's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
Um, it is written by Rodney Barnes, and the artwork is Stevan Subic. And it's kind of a more, just like the cover might suggest, it's more kind of horror-ish, horror-esque.
Yeah.
And it's, from what I did read, the synopsis about the series in general is Batman gets bitten by this predator thing, and um, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't read any reviews, good or bad, about it, but I'm probably going to wait for the trade on that one.
That's fair.
The third one that came out today is actually Batman related, not Batman specifically, but it
Yeah.
is Catwoman number 70, written by Torin Gronbeck and drawn by Fabiana Mascalo. Torin Gronbeck just took over this series like really recently. From Teeny Howard. And man, now I'm trying to remember what the last issue that Teeny Howard wrote. I want to say, um, I want to say it was number 68
Huh.
because Gronbeck wrote 69. Um, See, now I gotta look it up. God dang it. I am a consummate professional.
Yeah.
Let's see, 68. Yeah, 68 was Tenny Howard, and Torin started with 69. So um, this is another one that I have not yet read, but it is on my pull list. Um,
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure that 69 started a new story arc. Um,
I mean that usually happens when they're switching riders.
yeah, when they switch writers. In any case, those are the 3 Bat related comics that were released this week.
Nice.
Stuff. So with
And there's no new movie news,
no, there's no movie news.
but that's a given. When we don't, I mean, we don't usually get big movie stuff, at least for comic book movies in like December.
Yeah,
That's Comic-Con territory,
yeah, something like that.
or like Disney stockholder meetings.
Right, right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is all the Batman news that I have for this week.
Well, yeah, that's certainly some weird to think that, or not really weird to think, but it's interesting to think that uh, Absolute Batman is pretty much a lock for the most sought after comic of the year.
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought, really, that I mean that specific comic um, would have done so well.
Yeah.
when it was, because like, I mean, a lot of folks were just like kind of blowing the same. I mean, even myself, I was like, oh geez, they're doing another freaking reboot. God,
Yeah.
grown. Um, and I was like, I'm not reading it. I'm getting tired of these damn reboots. Um, but something just told me, try it out. It's Scott Snyder. See what it is. And it just turned out to be just absolutely great. I mean, it was, man, I gotta
Yeah.
figure out a way to get you a copy because it is flipping amazing.
See,
Yeah.
if there
Anyway,
was a comic shop, I could. I mean, I might be able to run down and grab it, but there's not really an easily accessible comic book shop anywhere near me.
just out of curiosity. Yeah, it looks like the closest one to you is in a town called Elizabethtown.
I think I know where that is. But yeah, it's
I mean, there are places, there are comic book shops that you can order books from and they'll mail them to you.
huh.
I mean,
Interesting.
hell, go to, actually, let's look it up. We're going to look up Mile High Comics because they will deliver to you. Absolute Batman #1. See if there are any in stock. Uh, what the hell? No, nope, none in stock.
Huh.
Interesting. Yeah, there's none in stock. Not surprising. Um,
Yeah, it's like that.
I'm actually doing another search here. Yeah, no, it's out of stock. Um, yeah, I'll do some looking this week and see if I can find a place that will mail them to you.
Yeah.
In any case,
And yeah, I was gonna say. In any case, we got to get to our next segment. So, as you may know, if you've watched our last episode, if you haven't, go check it out. Um, we are going to be starting a new segment where Steve has a big ass Batman encyclopedia, and every episode, that's a pretty sick looking book.
yeah,
Every episode, we're gonna pull a random number out of either a hat and or my ass, and we're gonna flip to that page and we're gonna talk about that character.
all right.
So
So
yeah.
your numbers again. You need to choose between a number between 4 and 203.
Mm, I'm gonna go with 7.
7. Okay. We'll
7.
go other end of the. All right. Um, this is interesting. So, first, let me preface this by saying that this encyclopedia was published in 2016. The reason
Oh,
I bring that up is the character that it landed on is based on the 2016 version of this character.
yeah.
The character is Grayson, which is Dick Grayson. So,
Grayson?
yeah, so there was a time period in comic books where he stopped being Nightwing.
Nightwing and started being a spy.
Right. He was a secret agent by the name of Grayson. So he was working for an organization called Spiral.
With a Y.
And he was actually based out of England.
That's so strange.
So his main, one of his main antagonists in this series was a guy called Midnighter.
Huh.
But yeah, he retired as Nightwing and went to work for the spy agency Spiral. He had a bunch of gadgets on, kind of like Batman and Nightwing and all that. But he didn't have a costume.
Yeah.
A uniform, but not like a mask or anything like that. And he went by the name Grayson. And here's that. Yeah.
Yeah.
When that was going on, I read a few issues. I don't like it.
Can't say I've had the pleasure.
I wasn't really a fan. I kind of like Dick Grayson as Nightwing.
And my eyes just started hurting out of nowhere. Sorry. Ooh.
Oh. But yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird one. Even when I was a kid, I was like, why are they doing this?
Yeah.
Like, who looks at Dick Grayson and goes, nah, get him out of the spandex. Put him in fucking 007.
Yeah, it was weird.
Man, I thought for sure I was going to get an A character.
I mean,
Grayson.
Kind of did, but not really.
Is it Agent Grayson?
No,
Is that why it's on page 7?
Yeah, just Grayson.
That's so strange.
Well, it's not necessarily alphabetical order.
Oh! That changes everything.
Yeah, no, it's not alphabetical order.
I don't think they understand how an encyclopedia works.
Yeah, that's fair.
You can't just throw a bunch of Batman info in a book and call it an encyclopedia, DC. I know what you may have fooled everyone else, but you haven't fooled me.
It is kind of funny.
Who's watching the Watchmen, DC? I am.
Oh, dear God.
What?
The Watchmen?
What, the Watchmen reference? Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's what we should be talking about.
No.
Come on down, kids. It's time for the Watchmen. Yeah. I think they should rebrand the Watchmen as a family-friendly. Get it for your 7-year-old for Christmas. This is an official Rebel Rock Radio PSA. Buy your child Watchmen.
Next.
Come on, kids. Let's go see what the comedian's up to. Oh, fuck. God damn it. He's murdering people. But yeah, Grayson. I have nothing to say about this. Like, if it was just the character Dick Grayson, we could go on, but it's not. It is specifically Grayson from the period in which he was a secret agent, which I have nothing to say about.
It was not a great era of his life.
And I will say, that is New 52, is it not?
Actually, it was not New 52.
It wasn't?
It was not. Because remember, in New 52, the only, or really the biggest change to Nightwing is that he went
His
from
suit was
blue
red.
to red.
Which is fucking stupid. Yeah, he's so cool and edgy. His symbol is red. Okay, what else is different?
It's
Nothing.
like, yeah, it's like Nightwing went
No, oh,
Republican
okay.
or something. I don't know.
Well,
But
no, I think they also made him like connected to the Talons or something.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, yeah.
So there is that. Let's not give them. Let's give them a little credit. They were doing something with the character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, what was I thinking of that was like really stupid, but in the New 52? Oh, I'm thinking of the entire era. My bad, my bad.
The whole well,
Got
no,
you.
because the new 50 no now the new 52 gave us Court of Owls.
Okay, name two other things it gave us. Are you
Uh,
Googling?
I'm
He has to
thinking.
Google it, folks.
No, I'm thinking. Well, Jeff Johns was doing Green Lantern.
Ah, shit. Yeah, that was a good time for Green Lantern.
Yeah, it was good for
Good
Green
time to be
Lantern.
good time to be a Green Lantern fan. Oh yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
So that's really it, other than the Court of Owls, because the Superman titles were crap. Um,
True. They gave us Future's End, which
Speaking
I
of,
actually kind
oh,
of like.
okay, we're not going to talk about Superman, but there's a rumor that we talked about on the live stream last night, um, regarding Superman, but
What is it?
there is a rumor that in 2025 Superman writing duties are going
Oh
to,
yeah, you sent me that article.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Dan
I'd like to
Slott.
see it.
Oh man, that would rock.
That would be fantastic. But anyway,
Yep. On to, I guess,
Grayson.
now it's time for the
Yeah,
topic,
I know
actually.
what to say. All right. Well, you came here to see a main topic, and by golly, do we have one. Today we're talking about Batman Arkham Asylum, the video game, not just like a place. Um,
And not the
released.
comic book.
Well, I mean, there's not really a comic book, but it's not a related comic book, but it is a comic book that the game took a lot of inspiration from. Hold on, I think you put something about this in the notes.
I did.
Yeah.
It's Grant Morrison.
Yeah.
A
Sorry,
serious
sorry,
house on
sorry.
Serious Earth.
Yeah. Um I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of a toss up as to whether I've read it. Because I remember reading a comic about Arkham Asylum, but I don't know if it's the comic about Arkham Asylum. So I may not be able to talk about it.
Um, I'm
Nope.
pretty sure that I have read it. Um,
Yeah.
I don't remember much about it though. But yeah, I do know that the video game takes its inspiration from this Grant Morrison graphic novel that was published in October 1989.
1989. Damn, that is okay. Yeah, that's definitely not what I was reading. But
Yeah,
I do see all of this looks. I'm seeing. I'm seeing how the puzzle pieces were rearranged for Arkham Asylum. Um, but yeah, so Arkham Asylum is a 2009 release, August 25th, 2009, by Rocksteady, who used to be one of my favorite developers. Um, and it was the first of a trilogy, but back then it was just a really cool fucking video game. It is about Batman trapped on Arkham Island doing a battle with a Joker and a host of other villains on the island in
Mhm.
order to just get Joker to knock it off. That's what it's about. um, and throughout, he uncovers a plot to create a new strain of venom, which is the chemical that created Bane in the comic books. They're making a new one, and it's going to make him even cooler. It's going to be Bane 2, the sequel that we didn't need. But and the Joker's got his grubby little paws on it, and he's making it, and he's making some big guys. And this all culminates with a battle uh, with the Joker after fighting. I think you have a list here. Yeah, you fight the likes of Bane, Victor Zsasz. Victor Zsasz is actually not that cool of a boss, but he shows up.
It really isn't.
Um,
Yeah. It's not that
Poison
hard.
Ivy. Yeah, Victor Zsasz is kind of a one-off. Like, okay, hit him with a fucking batarang.
Pretty much.
Poison Ivy, who has one of the most annoying boss fights in the entire series. Scarecrow, who has some fantastic sequences, and Killer Croc, who his entire existence gives me anxiety. I'm anxious right now just thinking about it, and I don't have to play the game. Yep, there he is. That's Killer Croc. But yeah, Arkham Asylum. So I have spoken briefly about how one of my big motivators for getting into Batman and being such an avid avid Bat fan would be would be would be Arkham Asylum. It
So,
is.
did you say the killer crop sequences give you anxiety?
Yeah, dude, you fucking played those things.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, dude, those things are fucked up.
You're walking through those tunnels and it's like,
Dude, dude,
"Ugh."
I will feed upon your flesh. It's like, what the fuck?
I want
Why
to eat
is
your
this allowed?
bones. God damn.
Yeah, he's going on about how he's gonna steal your bones and use them to play the bagpipes or whatever.
Yeah.
Average Killer Croc stuff. And so Batman Arkham Asylum is a fantastic game. One of my
Yeah.
favorite games ever. I recently replayed it, and it holds up.
As did I.
It holds up. I definitely think it holds up.
Now, here is, you probably already knew this, but I actually have not 100%ed this game.
Neither have I. I'm not. I refuse to get all those fucking Riddler trophies.
Yeah, and that is the reason why I have not 100%ed ever Arkham City either.
Yeah, or
Because of
Arkham
the
Knight,
fucking
because Arkham
trophy.
Knight's the worst. But anyway, so Arkham Asylum is a bit of a it's a bit of a Metroidvania. You're going to be exploring. You're going to be coming back to old areas that have been changed with your new gadgets. You're going to be getting new gadgets in order to traverse the island. And all in all, I think the gameplay, while dated, it's definitely not the greatest, but that's not a bad thing. It does what it got to do, or it does what it wants to do, and it does it well. Um, I think one of the best things about the game is going to be the vocal performance. The cast is
Yeah,
absolutely fantastic. You've got the fabulous Kevin Conroy, rest in peace, as Batman. You've got Mark Hamill as the Joker, of course. I would go so far as to say that Mark Hamill is the best Joker, period, full
yeah.
stop.
So there was a third voice actor. And I say, when I say third that also worked on the animated TV show and films, the Batman animated series.
Al
Um,
Pacino.
No, actually. Harley Quinn is voiced by Arlene Sorkin, who did Harley
Ah,
Quinn in animated series.
that was my next guess.
Yeah. So,
Didn't you know there's a sequel to Serious House on Serious Earth?
yeah, I never read that one.
Sorry, I looked over the Wikipedia page and I saw that.
Yeah, no, I never read that one.
Anyway, so Arkham Asylum there's a lot there, it's broken up into buildings, each with their own different way of, not really way of playing, but they add on to the challenge.
Yeah,
In this building they have guns now, but in this building they have like electric batons or collars that go ha 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 when you knock them out.
yeah, and it's got the
Suicide collar.
teeth.
And it's got the chattering teeth, which is the most dangerous Batman villain ever, I'd say.
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely.
but there is a the
Frightening.
characters are all fantastically voiced. They all feel like every once in a while you'll run into like Joe Arkham Guard, and he's like, "Hey,
Joe.
you should probably go beat up the Joker," and Batman's like, "Yeah, I'm fucking gonna, dude. Get off my jock." Uh, but the main characters are all very well performed. It's easy to forget that you're playing a game, and sometimes it's just like, sometimes you forget you're playing a game and things happen. You're like, oh my god, how did that happen? And you're like, oh wait, I did that. That was just me, like 3 seconds ago. Um,
Well, don't let us not forget the awesome character. Um,
Officer
um,
Balls.
no, Quincy Sharp.
Quincy Sharp is. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want me to say here.
Quincy
I don't
Sharp.
have a joke here. I don't have a joke written down here. What do you want me to say?
He's a tool, man. He's a doofus.
I mean, he shows up in the second one, and then I'm pretty sure that there's a theory that he killed himself before the third. But
That
like,
wouldn't surprise me. So
yeah, he's,
the,
he's just
the
kind of cool.
background is that there was a fire like before this game starts.
Before the events of the game, there's a
There's a
fire at
fire that
Blackgate
happens at
Penitentiary.
Blackgate Prison, and that requires all of the prisoners from Blackgate to be transferred over to Arkham Asylum, which is why you get so many of these randos that you have to fight.
Yeah.
Um,
Um.
yeah, I'm trying. I
Yeah.
mean,
And
I'm trying to
Blackgate,
think like,
that's gonna be like violent crime. That's like crime because of course Arkham Asylum is an asylum. So
yeah,
asylum, you're gonna get the crazies.
yeah, yeah, and
But
you do get
there was
attacked
a
by
mis-
crazies. Remember that? Yeah,
Oh yeah, those guys. I'm flicking them away like gnats. No,
yeah,
knock it
those
off.
guys are annoying. Um,
Sit down, Skippy.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, yeah. So the
So
fire Blackgate. I think
trying to hang on,
it's
trying to take this from the perspective of somebody that has never played any of the other Arkham games, trying to look at that perspective. I think that the detective mode uh, was a really cool feature.
detective mode was fantastic.
Yeah,
It's one of those things where you you start using it and it's like, yeah, this is fucking Batman.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised they haven't just come out in the comics and been like, yeah, Batman has detective mode.
Yeah.
Because,
And
like,
for the time, the combat was really, really. I mean, I
oh, the
thought it was
combat
really
was
good.
great. I mean, that free-flowing combos. I mean, you can get up there in the numbers.
Yeah.
And also the predator sections where you're hanging from the rafters and the gargoyles
I was just gonna say
looking
you can hang
down.
from them and you can take them down like
Yeah, you got
really
like
lightly.
takedowns where you hang them off gargoyles. You got grates. You're sneaking around. You're in the vents. You're in the walls. You're
Yeah.
chewing at the drywall. You're destroying the property values. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Absolutely.
That doesn't happen. There's no like property damage counter, which
yeah.
honestly it makes the game bullshit. No, um,
Um,
but yeah, uh, all of the villains are very well done, and they all have their own unique flavor that they bring to the game.
yeah.
Looking back at your, looking back at your thing, Bane, he, not gonna lie, he doesn't show up as much as he could have. But I mean, he's not really a crazy, to be fair. But he shows up, and he kind of has this like brute fight. It's very predictable, but with the added bonus of you're fighting 70 dudes while he's charging at you from stage
Yeah.
left,
Yeah.
and it culminates in you having to ram him with the Batmobile into the ocean. Because of fucking course it does. You're
Yes.
fighting Bane.
Yeah.
I don't think Batman has 2 weeks to like get a suit of armor to fight off Bane this time. You got
Um,
Zaz, who shows up a couple times, holds someone hostage, and you peg him in the face with a you cork him with a batarang. What else is there to say?
yeah.
Poison Ivy adds this new layer to the island where you're actually supposed to be like helping her. But then you just go around fucking up her plants. Like she has these like toxic
Oh yeah.
plants that release these like fucked up
The big
spores.
like
The big butthole plants.
Little Shop of Horrors Audrey plants that
Yeah,
shoot at you.
feed me. Yeah, and then her boss fight, she enters the fucking Audrey Evangelion, and she's shooting shit at you. Her boss fight's fucking annoying. I hate that shit. Replaying that, I think I died more in that boss fight than the entire rest of the game. And for context, I died to Killer Croc once because I was holding the wrong gadget. I was holding a line launcher instead of a batarang. So when I went aim shoot, I just launched myself into him, like a fucking dipshit. And I went, well, okay.
So
I had to like pause the game and step away for a second.
when I recently replayed it, I did die once on the Killer Croc for a similar reason. Um,
You were holding the bat shark repellent, and it doesn't work on crocodiles.
no, I think I was just holding the batarang.
Yeah.
But yeah, I died once in the Killer Croc, but the other two times that I died in the game were in the Scarecrow thing.
Yeah, scarecrow deaths also were pretty prevalent just because I didn't understand the light. I didn't understand where back
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I was just like, oh, I have to avoid it at all costs. But now I'm like trying to like figure out its hitbox, and it's fucking ridiculous.
You with the Scarecrow sequences, was there like three of them?
Yeah, I was actually about to get to that. That was my next.
What I was going to say is with that, you really have to get your timing down.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna say yeah for the rest of the episode.
Yeah,
The Scarecrow segments are basically Scarecrow. Yep, there you go. Scarecrow shows up, gives you a face full of his. He farts in your face like an asshole, and then you hallucinate for 20 minutes. and they're pretty cool. They are a good way of, because Scarecrow is not a physical threat to Batman, but there's no physical about it. You're just fighting fucking Scarecrow,
Yeah.
and the entire time, you're running around these nightmare realms created from bits of the asylum, and you're trying to hit them with a bat signal to like get the fear away. And at the end, I love the build up to all of the Scarecrow. This is something I'll get into in a bit with the art direction. But the lead up to all of the Scarecrow fights were fantastic.
Yeah.
You've got the first one where you're just on an elevator and you see Gordon die, and you're like, "Fuck, no, Gordon!" And then it's just a hallucination. And
Yeah.
then there's one where you're walking through the mansion, and suddenly you're little Bruce Wayne walking up to your dead parents. That was fantastic. And then the third one, you're running through the intensive treatment, and you're like, it looks like the screen glitches, and you're like, oh fuck. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I knew it was coming. I was like, okay, I know what's gonna happen. But when the TV started bugging out, I was like, fuck no, because our TV actually bugged out because of a power outage. So I was like, oh shit, if I just fucked up our $300 TV, not even 300, I think it was more expensive. It's a big ass TV. Let me tell you, we've got it's like 1,000 inches. Uh, it's from the Death Star or some shit. We got it secondhand. Darth Vader choked a guy through it at one point. Uh, that's Empire Strikes Back. Um, that's a Rebel Rock Radio thing. I'm on the wrong show, but yeah, I saw the screen glitch and I knew it was coming, but my heart dropped. I was like, oh fuck, if I fucked up this TV, oh it's just the game. It's just the game. So your screen glitches out and you get this like twisted mockery of the opening cutscene where the villains and the heroes switch,
Yeah.
and then you get into the actual Scarecrow nightmare realm, and you go through it, and you break out of it, and you're like, no, what the fuck? You just took enough fear gas for like 20 dudes, and Batman's like, fuck you, I'm Batman. And then Scarecrow's like, here's more, I guess. And so you have to do more Nightmare Realm, and then you break out, and it's fantastic. I love the Scarecrow segments. It's one of those things where like, how do you make Scarecrow a viable threat in a video game where the characters can just hit X and just take his head off? Because Scarecrow's not a physical threat to Batman in any of the comics either. I don't know if that's ever been a thing, but it shouldn't be, because he's really not supposed to be a physical threat. He's supposed to be a mental threat. And
Right.
they do that very well by making the mental seem physical.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, as we were mentioning earlier, there's also Killer Croc, who, God,
Just a little guy.
he, little. I think we have very different definitions of little.
Just a little guy.
You little puppy dog. No, so they do Killer Croc very differently. He's not just a guy with a skin disease. He's a guy that's gonna eat your spleen. He's a guy that's gonna eat your skin.
And your bones. Don't forget your
And
bones.
your bones. He's gonna use your bones to fucking play field hockey. He's sniffing you. He's smelling you, and he knows you're stinky. You haven't showered.
Use your liver as a catcher's mitt.
He's gonna use your lungs as oven mitts. Yeah,
There you go.
matching pair for when he's baking cookies for all
Yeah,
the other corpses.
that sewer tunnel scene is.
It's scary. It feels, they do a very good job of making Batman feel like he is the hunted, which isn't to say, like, Batman can obviously beat Killer Croc, but not in Killer Croc's home turf. That
Right.
is the scary part. Is you're creeping around a sewer that Killer Croc knows best, struggling to stay quiet.
Yeah.
And that is something that is going on all throughout the game.
It's pretty tense.
Is it's tense, and you're having to stay quiet, and then he bursts out, and you get these loud bah, 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 and then you hit him, and he goes back under, and he goes silent, and it's scary. It does a lot. The atmosphere is incredible.
So, you know what sequence in that game is the most, well, aside from Scarecrow and Killer Croc,
Yeah.
the most nerve wracking is, and
Let's
it's
hear it.
not even really that dangerous per se. It's just nerve wracking because it takes a while to figure out what the hell you're supposed to do. And it's the one where you go into the area where those people are in those cages, and it's like, okay, if you get caught, dude at the top is going to release the cages and kill all the hostages.
Oh, the aviary.
Yeah. That is nerve wracking because you got
Sorry,
like,
that took me a second.
you're like,
I think one of my very few non-boss deaths was there, and it's because I was gliding and then I saw a guy that I didn't see before, so I was just like, oh fuck, and I let go and just fell into the void. I'm telling you, I didn't die throughout my game, my playthrough of all of these games. I died maybe 10 times out of all three, but they're all fucking hilarious. I'm shooting line launchers at Killer Croc. I'm just like, oh fuck, there's a guy there, fall into the void instead of like grabbing onto a ledge, turning around. Uh,
yeah,
I get up to
the aviary is nerve wracking.
the aviary, yeah, because you're like, it's tight, and there's not a lot of places to hide, so you
Yeah,
kind of got to use what you have to your advantage. I ended up hanging off of ledges a lot. I ended up, and then the last guy just went in and blah, 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 blah. But even worse is you can't even be caught until you take out the main guy. So you've got
right.
to be very careful and sneak around all these people and then get up there, take them out, and then you got to be very careful and take all these other guys out, or else you're getting a bunch of bullets to the chest.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, another one is when, and I don't remember where in the asylum it was, but it's the thing where you get on the ledges and they figure it out and they blow them up.
Oh, in intensive care, yeah, in intensive treatment. When you're
Yeah.
up on the gargoyles and they're like, he's up there, blow him to shit, and then they blow you to shit, and it's
And then
like,
you've
ah,
got no
god damn it.
gargoyles to hang on. So you're like, well, what the hell? How am I going to
Yeah,
sneak
that
around?
one was rough. I ended up, hold on, I got another funny death, y'all.
Oh, God.
um, what happened is I saw the bomb, and it was my first, run through of this room, obviously. I ended up standing on a gargoyle to escape, and then I was like, okay, shit. And the two gargoyles that were closest uh, were both already taken out, and so I panic and made the absolutely genius decision to just stand there while they blew me up. I was tired when I was playing this because I was late. I had just played the Scarecrow segment, and I'm like, oh shit! I didn't jump. I could have survived. I had health. I just had to get away. But instead, I'm just like, I know, I'll just die. I'd like to think I'm a pretty smart guy, but sometimes I just my genius it frightens me sometimes.
You know, um, well, let's talk about the artwork. You said you were going to talk about the artwork.
Well, I have one more villain that I wanted to bring up,
Oh,
and
okay.
that's Riddler.
Let's see.
Riddler plays. He's not. You're not gonna fight the Riddler. You're
No.
not even gonna see the Riddler on a regular
Ooh.
gameplay. You're not even gonna see the Riddler on a normal playthrough of Arkham Asylum. But you know what you are gonna see is those fuck ass trophies that he's fucking sticking places. And what I want to know is what the fuck are the Arkham guards doing that the Riddler is climbing in vents? What are you guys doing? Where are my tax dollars going to that these fucking like? Because here's the thing, is I would understand if like no, I wouldn't understand. This is weeks. There are hundreds of Riddler trophies. How is he getting them places? Are the guards just like, oh fuck, Edward's in the fucking rafters again. He's up there in the vents. He put a fucking question mark on my desk. What the fuck? And there's some that are outside. So they're just letting them outside to go places. Okay, Edward, you can go place your trophies, but you gotta be back by 9. Don't you dare question me. I'm the Riddler. Okay, Edward. And then they sedate him because he's the worst. And he's talking shit the entire time, let me tell you. He talks some crazy shit for a guy in a cage with no muscle mass. He's like, I'm the Riddler. I'm your real intellectual combatant. And I'm like, dude, the only thing you're mentally superior to is fucking Skippy in the straitjacket. You got the mental capacity of a piece of white bread. These riddles are like, and here's the thing: is the riddles are either like the first one you get, the first one you have to solve is don't cut yourself on this Sharp portrait. It's like, oh, it's Quincy Sharp. It's the fucking guy. It's Sharp. It's the guy Sharp. I'm standing 2 feet from the fucking painting, Riddler. But then, like, they're either like, don't get eaten by this reptilian fiend, and it's like, okay, so I just have to look at Killer Croc. But then sometimes it's like, what the fuck? What are you on about? What the fuck? He's like talking in ancient Egyptian and shit. I'm pretty sure there's hieroglyphics in the fucking subtitles. It's either way too easy or he is just making shit up on the spot. He's like, the green grass groweth, but where does the darkness shine? It's like, what the fuck do you mean by this? You Googled this. You didn't make this up. Fuck you. And then he's like, oh, Batman, why haven't you found my Riddler trophies? I'm like, fuck you. No. I'll find your Riddler trophies on my time. I gotta go fight bad guys. Not a OCD skinny boy.
Yeah, it's
calm down, Edward.
Yeah, it's like, I got more important things to be doing right
now. Yeah, and he's in every game. Let me tell you, and he only gets worse as you go on.
The Joker.
Yeah, there's like a whole thing going on, Riddler. Like,
yeah, Riddler's over here. Find my trophies.
What has 3 legs in the morning? It's like, shut up. I'm not doing this with you, man. I'm trying to save Gotham. I'm not doing 400 riddles for cool teens. Come on, man. Fuck you.
Jesus, Edward. God.
Oh, and he only gets worse. We'll talk more about Riddler. I've got more jokes. I'm practicing my Type 5, and it's all Riddler jokes. But yeah, so the game, we've gone over the gameplay, we've gone over the characters and the voice acting and the characters again, and we made fun of the Riddler. So I actually, this is a segment that I will definitely be, I got a lot to say about it, and that is Arkham Asylum and the Arkham trilogy has some of the greatest art direction in gaming. I'm going to go so far as to say gaming. Because they know what they want to do. And I will say, I am going to contradict myself on Arkham City, but Arkham Asylum, you go in, you're getting gothic. You're getting rough outlines. You're getting, this not grungy, this grungy, not sketchy, but like very like, it's like scratched out. It's black with and it's loud. You're getting bats everywhere. They go for a gothic aesthetic, and I'm talking about UI right now. But even the game, you're running through these these gothic manors, this Victorian style botanical garden, and then mixed with the cold, sterile hospital parts, and you have an aesthetic that is very borderline Lovecraftian. You've got these dark, the architecture, and even like the coloring of Arkham Asylum. It does a lot. And every character looks fantastic. They look like they fit into this world, and they never really mess that up going forward. But it's the aesthetic. They know what aesthetic they're going into, and they do it. They knock it out of the park with a bat. That's a
Baseball
stupid joke. No, like a bat, but it's like Batman's bat. It's a bat.
Okay.
It's a bat.
Gotcha.
And it's knocked out of the bat park. God damn it. But yeah, it's just. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You've got a very gothic aesthetic. And then even under the island, you can go under the island and through these caves, and you're gliding around the bottom of the island. Those parts where you're like,
Batman's got a freaking Batcave on the
on
island.
Arkham. That is sick, dude. That is awesome. Because of course he would. And so you're going into this fucking futuristic, and it's like, okay, hell yeah, dude. When you get to the Batcave, you know you're Batman. In case you didn't before. But yeah, it's sick. It's awesome. The aesthetic, down to the UI and the character art for the bios, is fantastic and fits into this gothic. It is Arkham. Arkham has connotations. If you know Lovecraft, you know Arkham, and you go in and you watch this shit, and you're like, God fucking diggity damn, this is some good shit. The art direction
for all ages
is fantastic. If you like art, go play the game. You don't even gotta like Batman.
The storytelling is really good too.
Oh yeah, because you always there's not a lot of side content. I think the most side content in Arkham Asylum is the collectibles, of which there's like, let me think. There's the Riddler trophies. There's the Chattering Teeth.
The Arkham.
I am the spirit of Amadeus Arkham. My wife died, and now I'm sad, so I'm gonna put these my diary. Dear diary, I'm sad today. Those are fucking stupid.
And the interview tapes.
Interview tapes. I got much more than I usually did in this last playthrough. And like just purely by accident, I was just running into more somehow. I don't know if I've just like gotten better at exploring, but the interview tapes are funny because they're just like they're talking shit to these guys. They're like, Victor Zaz, why'd you do that? And he's like, I wanted to. And they're like, well, fuck you, Victor Zaz, don't do that. You can't murder people. Well, why the hell not? I think it'd be much funnier if Victor Zaz was doing a Cartman voice the entire time. Screw you guys. I'm going home. It's like, no, Victor Zaz, you gotta stay here. That's my adaptation. That's my pitch.
Zaz has a much larger part in the next.
In Arkham City. Yeah. Which, I'm not gonna lie, I still gotta finish that game. In my playthrough, I never beat it. Because Arkham City is my least favorite of the trilogy. But I still have a lot to say on the art direction of it. I'm a big art person. For those of you that have watched Rebel Rock Radio for a while, this may not be a well-known fact about me, but I am a big art person. Art history and just aesthetics and all this shit. I'm big into that. There are people online, not like my friends, but people that like know me as that person that knows too much about colors. which is awesome. It's like a cowboy title. I'm coming, it's like, oh my god, it's the guy that knows too much about colors. I'm like, yeah, this is a really pretty shade of blue, guys. And they're like, holy shit, they sure do know a lot about colors. But yeah, art is a big thing that I've always been into.
So, remember at the beginning of the show, I mentioned that Absolute Batman #1 is the best-selling comic book of 2024.
Yeah.
I just got a news release that hit that says Absolute Batman #1 goes back to press for a fourth printing.
God damn.
Fourth fucking printing.
Hey man,
Wow.
if it's good, it's good. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. So,
But yeah,
the artwork
art.
in Arkham Asylum, and actually the artwork in all three of them, were done by a guy named David Hego.
Hey go. Well, props to him. I feel like artists don't get their fair scruff sometimes. And it was written by Paul Dini,
Yeah.
who's a fantastic writer. Just going based off of Arkham, fantastic writer. He sets up this trilogy and he knocks it out of the park. Big old props, big old kiss on the mouth to Paul Dini from
Oh, okay.
us,
Oh, really? Okay.
specifically from you.
Well, he actually um, he spent a lot of years. He's from 1992 to 1995. He was the principal writer for Batman the Animated Series.
Yep, I knew
Um,
that.
and I'm trying to think what else he did. He's done a lot. He wrote Batman Beyond. He wrote Batman Mask of the Phantasm, Batman Beyond Return of the
Duck
Joker.
Dodgers. Holy
Uh,
shit.
no, okay.
Sorry, I'm looking at his Wikipedia.
He did some writing for Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
He's
Um,
done some Dark Horse stuff. Some what is
yeah,
that? Bongo. He's done some Simpsons comics.
yeah. He
He
is.
did an Elvira, Mistress of the Dark
He has
comic.
got
What
some
the?
writing cred. Is the point?
He's got. You know that when you're about to read some Paul Dini, that you're gonna get some good shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, he's gonna be a writer for what appears to be a Scoob sequel.
Oh, good God.
You remember the movie Scoob when they
I
rebooted Scooby Doo for the 50th time? Oh, sorry, it's a prequel to Scoob. Fucking Scoob. Who played Scooby Doo in the new movie? Mark Hamill as Santa Claus. What the fuck? Okay, I gotta stop looking at Wikipedia. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
down a rabbit hole.
Do we have anything else to say about Arkham Asylum?
It's a good game.
It's awesome.
Fantastic. One of the best. One of my favorites.
So next
But
time around,
it's also. I had more. I was giving a pause for people to absorb my words. I'm a prophet. Yeah, basically. um, it is a fantastic game. One of my favorites of all time. But it's also the start of a fantastic, one of my favorites, a fantastic trilogy, which is what we will be talking about next time. Next time you see the old dynamic duo, we'll be talking about Batman Arkham City, the second game in the Arkham trilogy.
yes. So that is next time around. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So
I should probably. I actually I don't know if I'm going to be able to play Arkham City tonight because I'm downloading a game and it's taking forever. But I will definitely get that done and let you know.
I mean, I'm not done with Arkham Knight. So
Well, we've both got some some work to do, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, or maybe I should save this for the Arkham Knight episode.
What
No,
what what will you say?
just real brief. I just going to say, I am enjoying it this time more than I did the first time I played it.
I've found myself enjoying Arkham City more. It's a bit clunky, it's a bit funky, but it's got its charm. So I suppose when we get, because Arkham Asylum, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think that's either of our favorites. I think this is just the game we had to get through.
I like it.
I like it too, but we got to get through this one to get to the ones that are our favorite.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
I
you
think next,
patrons that are watching, that are girding this for early access, thank you for being a patron.
yeah,
And what if you're just watching this on YouTube? Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions for anything that you want us to add to these episodes, please feel free to let us know.
join our Discord.
Yeah.
The
And
Discord is
if you're not already a patron,
yeah. If you're watching on YouTube, get on it. What are you doing? It's $2 a month.
yeah,
It's $2. You tell me you don't got $2 a month? You ne'er do well. Get on it. You
so
got early access to all of the Batcave episodes. You've got the Patreon exclusive Star Wars campaign, Twilight of Vakanta, with me in it. You've got other stuff, I'm sure. You got an entire backlog of shit to watch. If you like the show, go download or don't download anything. If you like the show, go fucking go subscribe to the Patreon. Become a patron. $2 a month. Get on it, Bingus.
all right.
I don't know why I got a little New York in there.
We'll
Hey
see you
yo,
next
what the
time.
fuck
Have
are
a
you
great.
doing? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Cut it
See you
off
next
before I
time.
start talking again.
Later, folks.